just ain't me. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. Fuck all that talking, my nigga, let's link. Bring your bitch ass up the street. I'm through with the talking, I'm done with the beef.
What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Mindful Marks podcast. I'm your host, Camilio Salamander, and I'm here with my tremendous, stupendous, McMarvelous co-host, KB the Mark.
I'm channeling my inner Dave Meltzer tonight.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Let's see if you gonna be biased as well.
I mean, well, the real pay-per-view. I'll be there. I'll be there for the real.
Live in attendance.
Oh, I'm sorry. With the 7,000 who are there, not the 10.
Yeah. I mean, that's still a good seating though.
I would think so. I would think so, but them tickets are expensive. But we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about that company. We're here to talk about a fantastic premium live event. I was thoroughly impressed.
They showed, I think, counting this one, the last 3 times they went down to Saudi, maybe the last 4, has been taken very, very serious. And I like it.
Yes, very much a fan of this. Hey, Triple H has been on a roll. I've been saying this since last year. He's been on a roll. Premium live events. Even, we talked about this. Those B level pay-per-views starting to feel like A's.
Every pay-per-views is making the feel of a must-watch, which it should be, because if it's a premium live event, it should be must-watch TV.
Absolutely, I shouldn't want to miss it.
Right. I do know ever since Backlash, when we went over there to France, they started it. They got to lead by example. Now every crowd is trying to top that crowd. We came back to here in the States, and over there in Saudi, that was the loudest I seen them. The loudest they've been, for real.
Well, my problem, at least with us in the States, is we're not asking you to beat that France crowd. We're just asking you to act like you paid your hard-earned money and enjoy the fucking show.
Stop the unnecessary what chants.
Yes.
So
stop sitting there with your hands in your laps looking bored. You paid hard-earned money for this. Enjoy it.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I couldn't. And you know what? Because my tickets were so cheap when we went to SmackDown, I kind of feel like I had a reason. But if you're paying top dollar money for a pay-per-view or a premium live event, bro, I'm gonna enjoy it. I don't care how bad it is. I'm gonna find a way to enjoy it.
Exactly. Well, I could tell you I enjoyed this premium live event today. Came on at a very decent time. I think it ended around 5 o'clock our time.
No, about 4 o'clock, 3:52.
4. Okay, that's still a decent time for it to start. The pre-show started at 12, and the main show started at 1. That's all the way to about 4:30, pushing 5. That's cool. That's a good time. The good time slot.
I was gonna say, I was actually watching the countdown at 11, so I started my coverage at 11.
Oh, they started that early.
Yeah, so
I didn't get on it till about 12:30.
Yeah, so they did the countdown from 11 to 12, and then they did the actual pre-show. But I was tuned in for not only the countdown, but also the pre-show.
Yeah. But on the pre-show, remember we was having a discussion a while ago that we think they should utilize back the matches that was on the pre-show. So they've been doing that. They did it. I believe they did the last pay-per-view in the last couple, having at least a match on the pre-show. But this match, it was for the women's tag team championships, but it wasn't Shayna Baszler or Zoe Stark. It was actually The Way. So we got Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus The Way on the pre-show. I did see Twitter rambling about it, saying that it don't make sense because Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark won a chance, but the thing is, they didn't specify exactly when and where they was gonna get that number one contendership. They just number one contenders in the future. But also, they set this up on SmackDown when Bianca got hurt, her knee. The way they was back there teasing her and stuff. Jay said she gonna get they must want their wig split. She went and talked to Aldis to set the match up. That was already in Saudi. If Shayna and them wasn't there, it makes sense. But overall, the match was cool. I do like that new finisher though, that DDT into the railroad. I forgot, I can't think of the name of it, but I do like that finisher. Also, you see what Jay was trying to do, her kick up, and Bianca pushed her out the way.
Little tidbits.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking that's what it's gonna lead. It's gonna be like she gonna be treating her as if she's still green, like she's learning the right way around it, but she's not green. But Bianca is gonna treat her as if she's still green. I think that's what's going to lead into the turn, which I keep saying I think it should be Jade turning heel.
So I have one minor nitpick, and this is just, with having fun with the tribalism but not being serious. She was never on the pre-show in AEW.
Yeah.
But I also understand that this is a 5-match card, and typically Triple H does 5-match cards, especially for these type of
shows
or premium live events. Yeah. So
WWE's pre-show equals to y'all first 4 matches on y'all card.
Yeah. I'll give you that. But that's just a minor.
Like 11 matches.
15.
Y'all pay-per-views is a whole work shift.
Half of it with a lunch included.
That shit long.
Half of it with the lunch. But minor critique just on that, just trying to be funny, of course. But no, I have to agree with you. I thoroughly enjoyed the wheelbarrow. I don't know what they're gonna call it, but I'm gonna tell you something that I'm really loving. The fact that they're allowed to talk like us. They cut the promo with Byron Saxton afterwards. Not only that, but even what you said on what she said on SmackDown, they must be trying to get their wig split. It makes the characters more relatable. And right. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Right. They should call it the Jadis.
The Jadis?
Yeah, Jadest.
I actually like that name. I like that name. Or they could just or they could just call it Big Me. Nigga, fuck the big 3. It's just Big Me.
I don't know. We'll see. NXT got Sexy Red coming, so we'll see if they get that hype and that hit.
You know what, bro? Scratch all that. Just call it BBL Jersey. Just call it BBL Jersey. Do it for the culture.
Moving on to the main card, we got the Women's World Championship match. We got Liv Morgan challenging Becky Lynch. Now, this one went as predicted. Everybody was crying, thinking that Liv Morgan should win, but people wouldn't let the story play out. Honestly, I think this win, even though Becky Lynch was treated as a transitional champion, it actually did it good. And I would say it did it justice, because if Liv Morgan would have won it in the Battle Royal, then it wouldn't have mean nothing. I think this win means something more, because she always came up short. She was always second. When it was time for her to show out on the big stage, she underperformed. She finished in second. But some people say second is cool, but in some predicaments, in some sports, so if you're not first, you last. So second is just not good enough. Her putting up this win is good. Now she in the same predicament that I would put Sasha Banks when she was here in WWE. She needed to defend the title a little bit longer, hold this title more, and defend it longer for you to be taken serious enough. To the last time she had it, just like I think it was Wade Barrett, he said she had it for a long, or no, it was Corey Grave. She had it for like a cup of coffee. It was that quick. and it was meaningless. Like you only remember her how she got it, which was the cash in. But she needed to defend it when matters high, what matters, what during the championship reigns, when it's on the line, that's what matters. She needed to finish it. She needed to finish, put it into all doubts, everything. You know, we got you here. This is your moment. We rallied for you to get here. Now that you're here, you need to shut the haters up. Same thing with the Cody situation. Got all the way here. Now that you're here, champion now, shut the haters up. That's what you got to do. What you think about this match, though?
So I want to piggyback off a couple things you said. I thought they put a great job of putting over the story, because that was the complaint. Where's the story? Where's the story? Where's the story? Becky Lynch is a transitional champion. Corey Graves was spot on. She's been the bridesmaid a lot of the time, but never the bride.
Right.
And this was
he was spot on.
He was spot on.
He was spot on a lot of his commentary, for real.
Yeah, I was going to say this is probably the best I've heard Corey Graves on a premium live event in a long time. He was spot on a lot of his commentary.
They got him being the call man now, so he kind of getting used to getting his voice heard more. So hey, it was Michael Cole. Hey, it was a perfect balance, but Corey was spot on with a lot of his calling.
He was definitely spot on. And to piggyback off another thing you said, you know, Nelly said, "What does it take to be number one? 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers."
Mm-hmm.
And now that she got it, like you said, she's got to shut up a lot of the haters. What I will say about this is when Dirty Dom cut his promo on pre-show, and he said, "I'm here to make sure you don't win," you kind of knew where it was going.
Exactly.
You kind of knew where it was going. But I thought it still played out well on the premium live event. And this was a great premium live event opener. And I'm glad they gave it to the women. I mean, you could have started off, with the men's match. But I love the first 2 matches you see are the women. Mm-hmm. I love it. Sends a message.
I'd like, so do you think Dom did it on purpose?
Oh, of course. Because
it looked like he was helping Becky. But hey, we be seeing him spotted with Liv, and I think that what he said was just to throw everybody off. But also to take it further, Liv Morgan posted a video with her, not a video, but a picture on Instagram, and she added Rhea Ripley. And guess who's in the lights?
Dom.
Dirty Dom.
I mean, I'm just, and it kind of makes you, and this is, to me, I love the way Triple H foreshadows and books, but when you saw that first angle, I kind of wish now that we gotten this type of result, we didn't see that first angle of them in the background until Monday Night Raw. Because we got that first angle with them walking out, behind the scenes. And like, have we not gotten that, but we still got something like this, it would have been a shock. Like, we definitely didn't see that coming. That's a minor critique. That is very minor.
It's still the beginning of the story. Rhea Ripley haven't came back yet. When Rhea Ripley came back, that's gonna be the climax.
Yes.
Because I think it might end up leading with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley getting kicked out the Judgment Day, and this new Judgment Day see Liv Morgan with Finn Balor and JD and Dom and Carlito.
It's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
Yeah. I mean, it's the era of the factions right now in both companies.
Yes. I'm definitely here for it. Like I've been saying, WWE has earned the right to let it play out.
Yes.
And this is a great first step. And when we have to see what happens when Rhea comes back. But as of right now, they've earned the right to let it play out. This was an excellent title change. And, I do want to address one thing. I was sick and tired of the people on X talking about, she's going to AEW. She's going to AEW. She's not going to AEW.
Right.
She's not going. She's not going. I guarantee you that contract has already been signed, sealed, and delivered, and she's just going to take some time off.
Yes. It's just, the same people that be geeking when somebody contract is coming up, talk about they going to AEW. It's the same people that say we don't need these people. I just find it funny that once with their contract in, now all of a sudden you want them and it's open up the doors. But it's not the time and place for that. I'm gonna save that for the next show. But moving on to the next match, we got the triple threat. We got Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. This triple threat, honestly, you know, what they said Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre triple threat was match of the year worthy. I think this one was too. This one, it had the story behind it. Shit, multiple stories. You got the story with Chad Gable and Alpha Academy. You got Sami Zayn in a tough predicament with two strong opponents trying to, live out strong. And also he defeated Gunther, so he can't, he can't go out like that, like not this fast. And then on top of that, you got the story within Chad Gable and Sami Zayn too. Also knowing that Chad Gable couldn't defeat Gunther, so he had Sami Zayn do it that way. He could feel like he had an easy token to the Intercontinental Championship. Overall, Otis, he's not gonna turn heel. He's a babyface. He refused to hit him, stopped in his tracks. It's just, I just can't wait to see what they go next with this story with Alpha Academy. If are they truly going to turn heel with Chad Gable, or are they going to turn on Chad Gable? And where will be the direction with the group if they decide to turn on Chad Gable? What do you think?
So I thought the match was okay. I wasn't as high on this match as you were. I kind of felt like they were just doing a lot of stuff, and everything was building to Otis hitting Chad Gable, and I felt like it kind of took a little bit of time to get there. Overall, still a good match. I tell you, the spot that popped me was Chad Gable German suplexing not only Big Bronson Reed but also Sami Zayn. That spot popped.
Yeah. Shit, even the spot with the ankle locks.
Yes, the ankle locks popped me too. There were really good spots, but I think the star of this match was Otis.
It was.
Otis was the star. And you saw it. Yeah, you saw it from the beginning. Is he or is he not? Is he or is he not? Is he or is he not? How about Chad Gable earning the "You Suck" chance?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just maybe that's not just a Saudi thing.
I'm telling you, maybe it's the with this match, the Intercontinental Championship triple threat with Gunther, McIntyre, and Sheamus. The story was mainly Sheamus becoming finally a Triple Crown champion, but it was more just wrestling. Just with that triple threat, this one had the wrestling in the story. The story made this one feel more impactful and make me feel like, that's why I say it was basically, if it wasn't on the level, it was basically beating the level of that match. Just dealing with the story all the way around. You got the story with Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. You got the story with Chad Gable and Alpha Academy. Then you got Sammy, just in a tough predicament. So you got so many stories and so many strings that was attached to this match that just did something.
And you're getting the payoff in this little by little. You had Otis attacking Sami Zayn on Monday. He apologized. And then you get into that same situation again. And he hits him. Or he goes to hit him, but Sammy ducks out the way this time. And he decks Chad Gable. But you could tell on Otis's face, like he did the shocked face, but you can tell in his heart of hearts he was happy. He was happy he's starting to get his comeuppance on Coach Gable. And that's always a good thing. So it makes Monday appointment television. And that's how it should be after a premium live event.
Are they back in the States on Monday, or are they still in Saudi?
I think they are back in the States.
Cause watching SmackDown, I'm like, well, if they would have chose to sell to the Saudis, I was like, this is how Raw SmackDown would have been. I was like watching SmackDown in that arena. It was like, it just gave it the aura was so much different. Even like, especially Tama Tonga's entrance, the camera cuts. Oh my god!
You say aura, I see the temperature of 98 degrees.
I mean, yeah, you in Saudi Arabia. It's hot as hell.
Long
you in the middle of a
sleeves,
desert,
and the women is wearing long sleeves. I can only imagine what the ring temp feels like.
You can't change that.
Because here's the thing.
It's probably 110 in there though.
Because here, I was about to say, because here's the thing. Michael Cole said it's a comfortable 75 degrees. Yeah, it's a comfortable 75 degrees where you're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
What the ring feel like?
Yeah, all under them lights and everything too. It was probably about. They probably felt what it felt outside, about 90, 92.
I'm just saying, it was.
It seemed like it was more comfortable though, because the past years, shoot, they was sweating up a storm.
I mean, Liv Morgan looked gassed a little bit, but that might just be because she really hasn't had too many matches, so she might still be getting back and getting her cardio.
True.
But going back to the triple threat, like I said, I really wasn't that high. Like I said, the couple spots popped me. It was a great match overall. It's just one of those matches to me where it's like, because even Michael Cole said it, and I think Michael Cole even said it. He thinks that Sami Zayn's win over Gunther was a fluke. And seeing Sami Zayn lose on Monday kind of left a nasty taste in my mouth. You know how I feel about my champions getting pinned the week before a premium live event. I understand he wasn't going to lose, but I asked the question again, because now we're starting to put Chad Gable in the same category as we're putting Liv Morgan. Always the bridesmaid and never the bride. When is he going to get his? There are people who are deserving. Chad Gable is one of them, but he always seems to get the short end of the stick. He should have beat Gunther for the IC title. Didn't. Multiple times where he could beat Sami Zayn, but he didn't. How many times can you lose? Because then when he wins, are we going to care as much? That's the question.
I think so. I think he need to finish the story of what's going on with Alpha Academy before we get the final payoff.
Okay.
I think once we know if Alpha Academy is actually going to follow him and follow his lead, then we know, because like he's not going to be focused, because his focus is when he wanted the IC title, but he also wants them to fall in line. So he's not all the way focused on his goal because he's still distracted and worried about them. So once we know for a fact if they're going to turn on him or if they're going to fall in line, then that's why I know we're going to finally get the payoff of what we all been wanting.
Okay. And I can agree with that. I just ask how it's like losing to lose to win in the end, but you lost so many times, it's kind of like you lose, you don't care as much. But I do agree with what you're saying. He's got to get his focus right.
Yes.
Get rid of Alpha Academy, maybe get the Creeds.
Yeah, I'll say he probably need to form a new one.
Yeah, like they can become the new world's greatest tag team. Like Team Angle was back in the day. We can do that. But like I said, Chad Gable was just, to me, he's just one of those guys who deserves a lot more. I feel deserves a lot more than what he's been getting. But that's not to say he hasn't been featured and put in a prominent spotlight.
Exactly. Well, moving on to the next match, we got the Queen of the Ring finals with Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria. Did I say that right? Lyra
Valkyria, the lady who I'm so confused about. I don't get her gimmick. Is she bird or is she lady?
She confused the commentators too, because they said it too. They was like, well, she's a bird. She's a bird. She's a bird.
I'm just saying, is she bird or is she lady?
I don't know.
Look, before you go,
I don't think she know.
Before you go, let me just go ahead and get my negativity out the way. This match was boring with a fire ending. My goodness, that Annihilator. Listen, I saw it. I think for the next 5 minutes after she hit, I said, ooh.
She knew it was over too. The way once she crossed her arms, she already knew. Yeah, I was like, I pretty much didn't have nothing to say about it. I was gonna say the match, it was cool. Did what it needed to do. I knew who was going to come out on top. But the ending did leave me like shocked a little bit because I wasn't expecting it, but it did look crucial. So it was like, ooh, but it was well deserving. Well deserving. I do like the stipulation that they gave with the winner is getting the title shot at the next pay-per-view at SummerSlam. So I do like that stipulation on it. I also want to add something in. I honestly think the winner of the Queen and the King of the Ring should automatically get a bye to that next year's tournament in the finals, and then they should host the tournament how they did this year. And either the winner finally, because after they get down to the semifinals, when it's a representative Raw, representative for SmackDown, they should go head to head to see who will face the reigning Queen / King for their throne. And then that's how you decide, because then you can get a reigning King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring who had it for 3 years, that make that more dominant. And then when they finally get the throne, it just make it more, feel more important. Make it feel something. Because that post for Zelina Vega was saying, basically she's giving the crown away to the winner of whoever. I was like, I forgot you was Queen of the Ring. Like, y'all, you start repping that for a while. So it's like, it'll make it feel more. Man, when Booker T was King of the Ring and he was King Booker, he lived that gimmick for a while until I believe they end up running it again. But it should be like that. But it should be hosted every year, and that champion should get the automatic bye to the finals, and they should host a tournament deciding one winner either on Raw or SmackDown to face the reigning King or Queen. That's how it should be held.
So to piggyback off that, I kind of figured they would eventually get a title shot. It kind of made sense. It was the only thing that you could really think of, because there's no point in doing, and I get it, it's a very prestigious tournament within WWE, but it seems like there's no point in doing it if they don't get a title shot.
Yeah.
It just seems like, to me, another tournament that you just, But to piggyback off what you said too, it's a great way, if you do it that way, how you described it, it's a great way for a babyface to turn heel as well. You have the ultimate babyface who has fought and clawed all the way to the end, and they've been through hell, fire, and brimstone, and they get to the reigning King or Queen of the Ring, and of course the fan base is going to want that person, that baby face, to win. It's just a great way to turn somebody heel. It's a great way to turn
somebody, especially that reigning King or Queen has already been holding the throne for the last 2 years, 2 tournaments and stuff. So it'll really make it, especially if they make it that far just to lose, and this one's going on their third reign, and it's just like, ooh, yeah. It just brings more suspense to it, more story you could build without a title.
That too, and then it's easy to tell the person who makes it to the finals in consecutive years but never wins. There are just so many different avenues you can go by doing it like that. Right. So I definitely like that idea a lot.
Right. Moving on to the men's finals, we got Gunther versus Randy Orton. Now this one, it was 50-50 for me. But also, I knew Gunther had to pull off the win because, for one, the longest reigning NXT UK champion with over 800 days. He is the longest Intercontinental champion with over 600 days. So this tournament he had to win it. It was centered around him. If he didn't make it all the way down, because I don't see, even though with everything that Randy Orton accomplished in his career, King of the Ring will look good on his resume. But honestly, he didn't need it. I also like the way that Gunther pulled off the win, because if you see it, Randy's shoulder was up, so I don't know if this gonna be a future story or not. But the right person won. I had a pet peeve because I'm like, why is Gunther not putting the crown on his head? Why? Then I seen what Twitter was saying, like he was treating it like a trophy. It made it more. It made the crown feel more important the way he was toting it, I guess. But I'm like, I don't know. I got to see it because I feel like you're gonna be king of the ring. You got to live the gimmick. Like you ain't got to adapt the accent or nothing like that. But put king in front of your name, wear the crown, boom.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I was confused at that part as well. Call me crazy. Wrong person won here, but definitely would have given it to Randy. I think there's a better story of Randy versus Cody at SummerSlam, but The Rock and Roman Reigns are coming back. So they might want to keep Cody free for that. So
that's gonna be his major story, his major part one of it. It was whenever Rock or Roman comes back, because I don't because honestly, if they run Cody versus Orton, I feel like Randy gotta win the first match.
I do too, and you don't want to go back into. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't want to go back into hot potato win that title. So honestly,
Cody should be Randy's last match of his career, because who was Cody's first match? It was Randy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you are gonna do Cody versus Randy, I would like for Randy to turn heel and take that belt off of him.
Yeah, that should be his last match.
Yeah, so
they should have kind of like that feud like that him and Christian had. How they was like, what was it, like the best out of 10 or best out of 3, something like that, and they bounced the titles back and forth before Christian finally won it. Yeah,
I did like that story. The Gunther versus Randy Orton match, you know what? And this is every Randy Orton match, so take it with a grain of salt coming from me. Too slow.
Yeah.
Too slow. But is it me, or did that first RKO look like 05 Randy? Getting a little head of steam on the turn?
A little bit.
And look like 05 Randy.
He out there having fun.
Oh, of course, you can tell he's having fun. And you know what? Is it me, or has his selling gotten way better?
I mean, yeah, it be having X, the people on X tripping. They be, every time he sell, they think he coming down with another injury.
He has been selling his ass off, especially when Gunther started targeting the back.
Oh yeah.
He was selling his ass off. I was legit concerned when you saw him on the ground selling and you seen his hands like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you just saw him in agonizing pain. I'm thinking, is he injured for real? I hope Gunther didn't just kill this man's back.
Hey,
but
he the ring general.
No, they ain't getting out. They showed out. Let me say that this was definitely one of the top tier matches of the night. To me, it just went a little slow, and but that again, that's a Randy Orton match. That's just every Randy Orton match. The wrong person won to me. Like I said, I feel like the better story was with Randy and Cody, but I understand keeping Cody free for SummerSlam. But my question is, because Triple H made the announcement that we're getting Drew Damian June 15th.
No.
So does that mean that Drew's winning it in Scotland to drop it to Gunther in Berlin?
I hope not. I don't know how they're gonna do this, because I don't know how they're gonna do this. Like, I don't know if they're gonna, the Drew already signed the dotted line, so I don't know if they're gonna have it to where Drew is about to win, and then basically the Judgment Day do what they did at Backlash by Damian Priest don't want them to run in, but they're gonna run in anyway, and that's how he pick up the win. And then he's going to drop it to Gunther, and then we finally get that. It's going to be down the line again, not so right away. Probably be the WrestleMania match, but we finally get Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. And then when Drew finally he's going to take the title off him. So if he win it at Bash of Berlin, he hold it to Mania, drop it to Drew. That leaves us with that following year's SummerSlam, which will be the 2-night event. We can finally get Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk for the title.
See, I had them fighting at Mania, but like you said, it doesn't make sense. We know Drew's gonna win in Scotland. That would be the dumbest creative ever to not give it to Drew in Scotland.
You got
But
to
now,
let the story
you're
play
gonna
out.
you're gonna screw over Damian Priest to put it on Drew to maybe have Drew lose in Bash of Berlin, unless you're gonna do Dragunov Gunther at Bash of Berlin. But then is he gonna main event? There are so many questions.
It's so many possibilities though.
Because technically his title match isn't until SummerSlam. So maybe that's why. Maybe Damian Priest does drop it to Drew. Drew drops it to Gunther at SummerSlam. They do Dragunov Gunther at Bash in Berlin. Maybe Drew wins it back at the Royal Rumble. You do CM Punk, Drew McIntyre at Mania.
I feel like that's too much. Because coming off of Seth Rollins holding the title for over a year, and then Roman spectacular historic reign, that's too much hot potato all within this season. That means the title already changed hands over 3 times already within one season. So it just makes what Roman been saying about the title stands. So I think honestly, Damian he retained at Clash at the Castle. It's gonna be some screw job stuff. He's gonna defend at Bash in Berlin. He's gonna most likely drop it at SummerSlam to Gunther. We get that match at WrestleMania, Gunther versus Drew. Drew win it, and then that following he holds it until that SummerSlam, which from April to August, that's like what, 8 months? I don't know. Let's say.
Yeah, it's about 8 months.
Yeah,
they said CM on his way back. Maybe he wins Money in the Bank.
Yeah, or that, and then Punk. Because I would rather see that at SummerSlam, since they make it SummerSlam a 2-night event. That means the build up to that shit is gonna be WrestleMania worthy. So that's why I'm thinking, like, maybe it's gonna be that, and it's probably gonna be on night 2.
They got to do something, because right now the world heavyweight title scene it's very complicated and it feels jumbled up.
Because if you do it the way I was describing, that gives everybody a chance who's wanted, who people want to see with that title, and they have a good lengthy reign. Damian Priest right now, he drop it at SummerSlam. That would put him about a good 4. He'd be a transitional champion, but that's still a good reign. He had it for about, at that time, SummerSlam, that'd be about 4 maybe 5 months. Gunther holds it until Mania, for SummerSlam to Mania. That's about 8 months, and then Drew holds it for Mania to SummerSlam, which is about another 8 months. Boom. That's some good reigns.
Yeah,
I just get Punk. Yeah. Summer of 2025 is the summer of Punk. Hey, remember, you heard it here first. Hey,
well, also remember what we were talking about when we did the Backlash Premium Live event, and I asked about Damian Priest title reign. We're gonna visit this when he drop. We're gonna revisit this when he drops that belt.
Yeah,
we're gonna revisit. But as of right now, they have earned the right to let it play out. I'm gonna let it play out. This was a great match. Like I said, wrong person to me won, but I think that Randy's shoulder being up is going to be turned into a storyline, because they cut Corey Graves off when he tried to mention it.
Yeah, they got
to. Yeah, so this has got to be a storyline.
It got to be. But moving on to the main event, we got Logan Paul, the United States champion, versus Cody Rhodes, the WWE undisputed Universal champion. Now, man, I swear, I keep saying that every time Logan Paul steps into the ring, he gets better and better and better. Can you just imagine if Logan Paul was full time doing this? It would be like. But one thing that I do like, even though the United States title wasn't on the line, which I wish it was. But one thing I do like is that they've been in the prestige to these titles of the mid card titles back up to what they once was in the 80s and 90s, where you have the person who holds the mid card title that can actually put up a good fight to your main champion to make you feel like maybe he can pull off the upset. Because then you had the people back in the day, like, you know, your Mr. Perfect, your Goldberg, who had these mid card titles, and when they was getting into the main event scene as these title holders, you know, they actually had the aura of, well, maybe they can do it. Well, Goldberg did do it, but you know, maybe they can pull it off. And he left it, even with the brass knuckles shenanigans, he still left the feel. Maybe WWE is going in a different direction. Maybe it had me questioning a few times, especially that the table spot, which I have to say that 360 with the drone camera was marvelous. It was so beautiful.
Yes.
So
yes,
beautiful.
It was.
So beautiful, man.
So fucking beautiful. That camera angle was fucking fantastic. My goodness. But this match was great. But let me ask you, did it really need all the smoke and mirrors? I don't think it did. Logan Paul is turning out. Logan Paul is turning out to be so good. I don't think his matches need smoke and mirrors. I think that he's getting better and better by every match. And imagine if he was wrestling every week.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just
to steal a quote,
the possibilities.
To steal a quote from John Cena, the full timers should be ashamed because he's making this shit look better doing it part time than they are doing it full time. And that's
you can say that shit again, man.
That's a damn shame. He's doing this shit part time, and it looks better than about a good portion of them people who are doing it full time. He is on another level when you throw him in there in these Saudi shows, at these B level and A level pay-per-views. Logan Paul, he just delivers. He's just money. And I don't know. You got to put a world title on him soon. You have to. He's getting to the point to where that United States title to me is kind of holding him back. I feel he can do more, and maybe a world title is the way to go. I tell you what I like: sending down there to Tuesdays. Sending down to Tuesdays. If you don't want to put one of the two main roster world titles on him, send them down to Tuesday. Let them tear it up with Trick. Let them tear it up with Dijak. Let them tear it up with Wesley.
They should wait till after they move to CW for that.
Send him down there. Put the NXT title on him for about 6 to 8 months. He can.
That will be smart for them to do, though, because honestly, you think about, you know, the popularity of Prime and how it is with the kids, and how easy that NXT is going to be able to get into reaches of people's homes when they move over to CW. I honestly agree with you on that. They should do it, but they should wait to pull the trigger for that until after the move to CW.
I'm just saying,
a lot of people is going to click in and watch to see Logan Paul. I'm keeping it all the way.
No, that's the truth, and I'm just getting sick and tired of seeing him with a mid card title. He's too good, and he's like 2 years in. This is year 2. This is year he is. But think about it. This is year 2 Logan Paul. Can you imagine what year 5 Logan Paul is going to be like? Year 10 Logan Paul. Oh,
can you imagine the person who take the United States title off of him with, well, you know, with that? I honestly think Chad Gable should be the one to do it. See, he fell with Sammy. After we know what he's going to do with Alpha Academy, I think he should set his sights in a different direction. He should swerve us all, go for Logan Paul. That would be a fantastic match. Logan Paul versus Chad Gable.
It would.
Book it.
It would be.
Book it.
It's going back. This match is fucking fantastic. I don't have enough words to put this match over. Cody Rhodes looked fantastic. Logan Paul looked fantastic, and that fucking ref bump. They got us on the first one because I thought that was going to be the first one. He followed up with a splash, and there was your ref bump. Fucking fantastic, bro. They swerved you when they didn't even have to.
The funniest moment on the match was when old dude pulled Logan Paul's leg. He was like, "Who the hell is you?" Cody grabbed him and said, "I'm Cody motherfucking Rhodes," and hit him with the crossroads 3 times. Ended. Best ending.
Yes.
You can't kick out of that because it defeated Roman. You can't kick out. When he pulled the 3 crossroads, you can't kick out.
There's a look that Cody gets, and it's a scary look when he knows he's tuning in, he's gearing up for the win. He don't whip it out often, but if he whips out the crossroads trifecta against opponents that he deems are that much of a threat, hey, that's going to be a hell of a move for somebody to kick out of. Yeah, because they're going to protect it, and then somebody's going to kick out.
It's like the super AA when John Cena get on the middle rope and hit the AA, or he did a roll up AA, can't kick out.
Oh, that is my favorite attitude adjustment. The roll through where he keeps wrist control.
Yeah,
so good. That is one of the best AAs in his arsenal.
Man, but
match was fucking fantastic, bro.
King and Queen of the Ring, man. Before we head out, I gotta ask you a few questions. You already know how we do here on the Mindful Marks podcast. You know, what is your match of the night?
My match of the night. So many good ones too. Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, man. Me and you seen eye to eye with that. I was honestly, I couldn't decide between that or Randy Orton and Gunther, but Logan Paul and
I was thinking
Cody
that too.
Rhodes, it went on lower than I thought too. So it won me over. It won me over. Match of the night. King of the Ring in Saudi Arabia 2024. What do you give it on the scale of 1 to 10?
I was gonna say 8, but looking back at that main event, it's like a 9.5.
9.5.
Like a 9,
okay.
9.5.
I was gonna say so far it's a solid premium live event. Every match did what it needed to do. Every match was watchable, but I didn't get picked up until the main event. Gunther, he's entertaining, but you're gonna get the hard hit and slap fest with him and everything. You're gonna get wrestling and everything too. But me, I'm a story guy, and out of all these matches, besides the triple threat and the Liv Morgan match, the match that had the most storytelling to me was the main event. But that being said, I'm giving it an 8. It was a solid 8. It wasn't better than Backlash. Maybe the crowd made Backlash feel more important, but this show was a solid 8.
See, and like I said, I was going to go 8, but just talking about that main event, and I think the angle on Friday Night SmackDown hyped up that main event too. Yeah. That closing angle was good on for the match. So I was, like I said, 9.5. It just goes to show you, man. Triple H, Papa H, been on a roll, man. Hey, give him all the credit in the world.
Booker of the Year for the second year in a row.
Nah, because I didn't believe he was Booker of the Year last year. It was. You know who my Booker of the Year last year was?
Yeah.
No, it's not him. It was definitely Heartbreak Kid.
No, I was like, it was HBK.
Yeah, Heartbreak Kid was down there.
Hey, I was gonna say maybe HBK should win it this year. The NXT. We already know what the N stand for. You've been proving it this year.
Jada Parker, Lash Legend. Sexy Red. You know who else he need? He need Glorilla. Bring Glorilla down. And we gonna really make some magic. Get Glorilla.
I'm really
She needs
looking
to come out
forward
the Yale Glow.
I'm really looking forward to tuning in to Tuesday to see how this is going to play out with Sexy Red being on TV, especially live TV, especially a kind of kid-friendly TV. So I want to see how this is going to turn out.
Listen, the bar has been set really low. As long as she don't hit no Leangelo and be out here saying the N-word, I think she'd be okay.
She can't be twerking either. Well, I can't say loud because they do it. They do it though. So
I mean, Lola Vice's whole gimmick is she be twerking.
You right. She can't be talking about her booty hole though.
Nah.
Yeah,
can't do she can twerk a little bit. I mean, shoot, she twerk on Trick. Lash get mad. Maybe a Sexy Red take a pump kick.
I don't know. We got to see, man. We only a few days away to see how this is going to be, how it's going to turn out. If it's going to be golden or if it's going to be a flop. We're going to see.
It can never be a flop. You know who's booking it?
HBK. I know, but man,
listen,
it's live TV. Anything can happen on live TV.
Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels had one of the greatest segments with Crime Time, and Triple H looked like a goofball. We need a deuce down low. He knew what he was doing. He for the culture. You mean to tell me you want to invite HBK to the cookout?
Nah, he's invited.
And I'm gonna play his music.
Well, shit. That's it, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Mindful Marks podcast. Once again, I'm Camilio Salamander. It's KB the Mark. Simply, we some fucking marks that love sports entertainment.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been balling for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.